Okay, now let's look at using photons a different way. In your render settings, let's take off under features, let's take off caustics and look at global illumination for a second. So, global illumination, what's that? Well, what you should do is, now that you're savvy enough with hypershade, you should make a material that's blue and assign it to the back wall, and a material that's white and assign it to the ball, both being Lamberts. Okay. Then we could look at this light and the photons emitted just a little bit differently. Let's say they act more like real world, which is what? It bounces off, light bounces off something that's a color. The color is moved into the ambient range of light and intermixes with the surrounding area, and then it's picked up in the shadow region of the sphere. Okay, that's kind of how it works. Let's say I need light to bounce off this surface, and that's what I aimed this at. So if you look here, I aimed this light right at this back wall. I put a point light here. This is used as my fill light, that now I can see this shadow appear here. Over here it's brightly lit. Okay. So what this is set at is now my global illumination photons are appearing, not caustic photons. So the same rules apply. The number of photons appearing in the scene will make it blend really well. The exponential value of those make it so it's very bright. The intensity is this just times this, which is now 1.5. So 1.5 is a little high. Maybe I want to go 2. So just a default render of the scene, and you'll start seeing what's occurring. And I'm going to save this. So I'm seeing photons, very, very casual looking photons in the background here. And of course, just to see the photons for demonstration, I'll put this as a 1 and hit play. And there's my photons. Ooh, disco fever, right? So keep that. So you can start seeing them. Wham. Just by that small exponential change. There they are. And you can see they have white properties and they have blue properties based upon this. Even though this wall is over here, they picked up that wall and they moved it over even on this side of it. Okay, now let's look at the global illumination photons. So if I raise this up to another notch, it's already starting to look a lot better. Okay, but that exponential value is just way too high. So 2. And there it is. That's something that's more realistic. See, I got the blue right here, and it's not so blown out. It's just a casual look. Okay, I'm starting to see the blue on the floor. So another thing that you can adjust to make it, tip for tat, back and forth, you have to kind of adjust those settings. But also in here under indirect lighting, you can change the accuracy level of the global illumination. Okay, so just kind of know that's there. And the higher it goes, the more accuracy it gets, the slower it goes, and etc. etc. Okay, there we go. Now you'll find out that these photons are just escaping. Now don't forget they like to jump around a lot. So what happens is they escape just like any other thing out there. You don't have any real area for them to go into and get trapped into that area. This is a very open looking scene. So a better way to do this is probably, build a box that can contain your photons a little bit better, and then you can shoot photons down like a hallway or something. So just letting you know that they do escape very quickly, and they do bounce around rather quickly when you have global illumination on. Another thing that you could do, okay, now that you have global illumination turned on, we can now look at final gathering. Now, final gathering certainly doesn't need global illumination to exist. I use final gathering almost 100% of the time just because it produces a real nice render. It calculates light bouncing off surfaces better. So we're going to look at that in the next video.